Hi, Hiram here. I'm going to do another boil test on this Pathfinder Alcohol Stove that Dave Canterbury sent me from over at Wilderness Outfitters, and also the Pathfinder School. It's on the top. This will be my second boil test, but this time instead of using the pot stand that the stove comes with, burner comes with, I'm going to try it with the Evernew titanium crossbar pot stand. I've used this before in a couple of the Trangia tests, and it'll be kind of the same way here. The Evernew pot stand fits right on here perfectly. I mean, it just like it was made for it, but the distance between the burner to the bottom of the pot is way too short. And I'll leave a link down below to the video that I did on the Trangia. I did two tests, one where it was up, one where it was flipped over. The other way was this way, and it's not as secure. I mean, it moves around, but it gave you the 1 inch that seems to be the sweet spot between the burner and the bottom of the pot. So that's what I'll do today. Instead of using it right side up, I'm going to use it upside down. Again, I'll leave a link down below to the other video. A couple of questions that I wanted to answer here. Mighty Camper John asked a couple of questions that a lot of other people asked. One was, does a Trangia smother damper ring fit on this stove? The simmer ring, it's called, and you can use it for putting out your flame. Does fit on there, nice and tight. Now, if you use this pot stand, there's not much room for using it as a simmer ring, but it does fit on there, and it fits on top of the burner like that. It doesn't go down all the way flat, but it does fit over the top of it. Also, Mighty Camper John asked, are the cap diameters the same as the Trangia? i.e., are the caps interchangeable? No, unfortunately not. The cap for the Trangia is way too big. The threads don't engage, so it just won't fit on there. I mean, it'll fit on, but it won't lock it down. The next one, does your improvised smothering lid fit over the top of the regular cap? Yes, it does. So you could pack it in there just like that. Now, this is a Campbell tomato soup can, and there's a bit of a play here, so if you found something a little bit smaller, you can make it fit snugly. But at least a Campbell tomato soup can does work. Lastly, will this stove fit inside the Firebox Nano folding stove? That's this stove. You've seen me use it with the Trangia in the past. And it does fit in there. And when your pot's across the top, it's about a 1 inch distance. From, the sweet spot distance is about 1 inch, just like it seems to have to be in all of the other things. Now, one other thing Old Geekster 1 suggested was that Hiram, on the subject of snuffing out the Pathfinder Alcohol Stove, I'll be using an old Espit simmer snuffer ring. The kind that has a little folding wire handle on it. Playing around, I just discovered that the wire handle will just fit in the opening slot of the pot stand. What Old Geekster 1 is talking about is this pot stand has a gap here. And if you take the snuffer ring off one of the Espit, or in this case, it's a Alcoors, they're all the same thing. I think they're all sold by the same company. But it has this little handle on it. It's kind of nice. I do wish that the Trangia one had the same thing. But it fits right down there, right through the slot. So that could be handy. Now, as far as using that for a snuffer ring, you have some leeway there. Not a whole lot. Oops. You have about, yeah, you have about that much of the snuffer ring that you could use it as a snuffer ring gap. So let me get some, I thank them, but let me get some water prepped here. and I'll be right back for the test using the Evernew titanium pot stand. Okay, so I've got 2 cups of water sitting at 60 degrees. I filled up the stove again, the burner part, to get it back up to the 300 grams. I don't know if I mentioned, but Mike Senior 39 had suggested putting the Evernew titanium pot stand upside down on this. I don't know if he had seen my other videos from the past, but let's try lighting this. I just wanted to mention that he did say that. Okay, we get the flames going. Now, I don't know if this might benefit from putting the carbon fiber wicking inside. Might get the thing to flame a little bit faster, who knows. Okay, the jets are trying to take off. I'm trying not to blow it out with my talking here. Okay. Now, I'm just holding this off so that I try to get a good time. But if I was just using this, I wouldn't be wasting this alcohol. I would just put my pot right on there. Okay, the jets are trying to take off. There's the pot stand. So 2 cups of water, still sitting at 60 degrees. And let's see where this goes. Okay, here we are 2 minutes into the test. Temperature's up to 70 degrees. I think you can see that the flames are really low. I have a feeling that putting this pot stand right on the burner rather than on the outside edge is transmitting the cold from the pot down into the stove and knocking down the vapors in the flame. So that's going to affect the boil time here. But we'll see what happens. We're now 8 minutes into the test. The temperature's up to 139, 140, going up. The flames are a little bit bigger than what they were at the 2-minute mark, but still not big like what the burner will do. I think it just doesn't like to have cold stuff laid across the top of it. So I might have to try something else here, but let's see where it goes from here. There we have 210. 211. 212 and 1352. So that was 2 cups of water starting at 60 degrees, got to a boil this time in 13 minutes 52 seconds. That was not good. On the previous test, the first test I did using the regular pot stand, it only took 10 minutes and 14 seconds. So not good there. That doesn't work, it looks like. Now I had a couple of people say to me that I couldn't blow it out because the pot stand windscreen was still on there, that if I took it off then I'd be able to blow it out. So let's see what happens here. Turn the light out so you can see. Nope, doesn't work. And again, like I said, don't use the original cover. We've had some let me put this out. We've had some discussions on this. If it's silicone, it might take, if the gasket is silicone, it might take the heat, but I think it's just not worth it. Cut yourself off a can, and it's like 12 grams. So that should even, well, it might be a little bit heavy for graham weenies, but rather than taking a chance of messing up your O-ring here, or whatever you want to call it, the gasket. But I can't seem to blow that out, so that's pretty good, and it'd be good for windy weather. Okay, so again, the titanium pot stand, the Evernew titanium pot stand does not seem to be a good match. It worked pretty good on the Trangia, but not on this. This burner just doesn't like having, looks like it just doesn't like having something cold put across its burner. I'm going to try one other stand here and see what that does. It'll be one that doesn't lay on the burner on the jets, but rather on the outside edge. It'll be a little bit closer than how this is tall. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and think here at the same time. But guess that just didn't work. So I thank Mike Senior 39 for his suggestion of using the Evernew titanium pot stand. I thank Mighty Camper John for his comments, and Old Geekster 1 for his thought on the Espit snuffer ring to be used on this because the handle fits through the pot stand. I thank you for watching. I look forward to your input, questions, remarks, helpful suggestions, and as always, watch for my buddy Max. Bye now.